So I want to start off by saying welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're a fanatic of everything entertainment, then this is the channel for you. But in today's video, we'll be ranking all 4 films that involve Art the Clown. So let's get into it. So this list includes All Hallows Eve, Terrifier 1 through 3. So I am counting All Hallows Eve because that is the birth of Art the Clown, and they involve 2 shorts, one from 2008 and one from 2011, if I'm not mistaken, which involve Art the Clown, which was portrayed by Mike Giannelli back in the day. And then we'll be talking about Terrifier 1 through 3. So with that being said, coming in at number 4, we have All Hallows Eve from 2013. So this movie, I'll be honest, I've been putting it off for quite some time because this Art the Clown was not the Art the Clown that I knew and loved, portrayed by David Howard Thornton. And this one, it was Mike Giannelli. And I will say this, this is very humble beginnings for the character of Art the Clown, but also very humble beginnings for Damien Leone as well, because yes, this is my least favorite film in the entire franchise, but you do see some of those isms with Damien Leone in this first film. You get to see where he started as a filmmaker with The Ninth Circle and the Terrifier short film. And then, he added on the Alien segment as well and the wraparound segment. I am only a fan of the Terrifier short and the wraparound segments. I'm not entirely a big fan of the Ninth Circle. I'm mixed on it, and I don't really care for the Alien one because the Alien design just threw me off guard. If the Alien design was a lot better, then it might be in the mixed, or hell, even in the positives for me. But that second short, I'm not a big fan of because the way that the alien creature looks. I do like that Art the Clown is like this force and being that's like referenced throughout the entire film regardless of which short it is. Even the second one references Art the Clown with a husband that painted him without even knowing. But for me, there's just a lot of things in here that I'm not a fan of. They imply the devil impregnating someone. The alien design just looks horrible. There is some tints and filters on all of these different shorts that make this film look even more shitty than it really is. But like I said, I do like the Terrifier short film, the wraparound segments, and that's why it sort of saves it for me. That's why I give this movie a 5 out of 10 instead of like a 3 or a 2. Like I said before, very humble beginnings, but I'm not entirely a fan of this film. So coming in at number 3, we have Terrifier 3. This is the place on the list where it might go up or it might stay where it's at because I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as bad as All Hallows Eve. But like I said before, upon a rewatch, I may like it even more than I did previously. But for now, Terrifier 3 is at number 3. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. Like I said in my review, I'm giving it a 74%. A 7 out of 10. It's still good. This is the only Terrifier film that I enjoyed on a first-time watch. I had to grow to love the first 2 films. So I'm hoping that I enjoy it even more the next time I watch it on Wednesday. But either way, Terrifier 3, the kills are some of the best in here. This film has like 2 or 3 of the best kills in the franchise for me. One of the most gruesome ones as well. Like I said in Cody Leach's video, men, you are not safe either. David Howard Thornton brings his A-game. Lauren Lavera is great. Mostly everything in here I'm a fan of except for the character of Mia, and I'm just mixed on the ending because it was a bit rushed. But I'm still a fan because it left me wanting more, whereas the other films didn't really quite do that for me. So I am a fan of this movie. It being at number 3 doesn't mean I don't like it because I do, I just feel like I haven't had that much time to really think about it, I haven't really had that much time to sit on it as well because it hasn't even come to physical media yet because it's still in theaters, When it comes to physical media, I'm going to be watching it again, but like I said, I'm going to be watching it on Wednesday. But for now, Terrifier 3 is at number 3. Coming in at number 2, oddly enough, we have Terrifier 2. This is one that, even though I wasn't a big fan of the first one, I was still excited to see the second one because everyone was like, oh, this is a big step up from the first one because it actually has a story. As someone that likes the simplicity of one, I wasn't fully on board with this one. But like I said before, I grew to really love this movie, A couple weeks ago, I showed it to my wife for the first time, and then I bought the VHS tape as well, and that really added this new love for it because I love the way it looked on VHS, and I love the way it looks on 4K because I do have it on 4K as well. But the kills in here, once again, they up the ante when it comes to the kills. Like the first one's the hacksaw scene, second one is the bedroom scene, third one is the shower scene. But yeah, this movie, it is really good in my opinion. It does drag quite a bit, you know. I don't think that this movie warrants a 2.5 hour almost runtime. It is 2 hours and 18 minutes, whereas 3 is 2 hours and 5 minutes, whereas the first film is like an hour and a half. I wish 2 and 3 were both like hour and a half or hour 45, but either way, I get enjoyment out of them. David Howard Thornton, once again, is great in this movie. The introduction to Sienna, portrayed by Lauren Lavera, and the family dynamic aspect to it, I was a fan of because it sort of shows like a real depiction of a single mother, whereas Hollywood would sort of like play it down and show all the good instead of part of the bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has their off days, and this movie shows it when it comes to single mothers. I think it's not fully a realistic depiction because there's some things in here that are a bit over the top. But yeah, like, this movie, I am a big fan of it. I grew to love it. This one as well, I'm giving like an 8 out of 10. And I did come around to it, and I don't know, I'm a really big fan. Make sure to check out my review on it. But either way, coming in at number 1, we have the original Terrifier from 2016. And I just want to thank Robbie Long from Ogre Boy 1992 for sending me this like 6 years ago. I did a review on it all those years ago, and I gave it an 8 out of 10. I don't know if I felt like I knew I was going to enjoy it with time. I shouldn't have done that because honestly at the time I was thinking like a 5.5 out of 10. I wasn't that big of a fan of it. I liked the simplicity of it, and I liked the character of Art the Clown, and I liked Jenna Cannell, I think that's her name. She was great in it, but everything else I did not like in here whatsoever. But I think I was so used to modern horror not really showing anything, you know? Like, I saw my fair share of 80s films, but at that time all I was really watching was like modern horror, and even nowadays, you know, they're finally come around to showing some unnerving stuff. But in the 2010s, I still like those movies. Okay, I'm not shitting on the 2010s horror, but like everything that I watched in the 2010s didn't really hold a candle to Terrifier, and I'm like, this is just really nasty. Like, I felt like I needed a shower after this movie. Given after you watch all of these movies, you feel like you need a shower, you know? All of them do it. Even Terrifier 3, like, I wanted to shower after seeing Terrifier 3, but then I remember what Art the Clown does to the people that showered in it, and I'm like, I don't want to take a shower right now. But yeah, Terrifier 1 just made me feel so disgusting, and so did 2, but I knew what to expect with 3, so I had fun with it, you know, with the first time watch. But I grew to love Terrifier 1 as well. Like, this one's the favorite to me in the franchise. A lot of people would say 2, or now even 3, but I love the simplicity of 1, you know? Yes, it lacks story, and I get enjoyment out of this movie regardless if there's plot or not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the kills in here are just people that are cannon fodder, you know, just to up the body count. That's it. But I love David Howard Thornton in here. I love Jenna Cannell in here. I do like the character of Victoria now, especially with seeing where she goes. So I'm a fan of this film a lot more than I was beforehand. There is still one scene that gets to me, and that's where Art the Clown is scalps the crazy cat lady, wears her scalp, wears her breast, and wears her downstairs area as well. Like, that's the only thing in here that I'm like, I still don't like this whatsoever. And I'm still mixed on that little pussy move that he does with the gun. But other than that, I love this movie. Okay, this one as well is an 8 out of 10 for me. In time, it may become like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, you know? But either way, Terrifier 1 comes in at number 1. So let me know in the comments below how you would rank this franchise. Regardless if you include All Hallows Eve or not, I would really like to see your ranking. Because I feel like mine's a bit of an outlier, because everyone that I talk to, their favorite is 2 or 3. I hardly see anyone saying 1 is their favorite, but 1 is still my favorite. That's not saying that like the sequels are bad, because they're not. I still get enjoyment out of them. I just love the simplicity of 1. But with that being said, as always, I just want to say thank you for watching my videos, and hope to see you in the next one.